I think he may be coming in. Oh my god, look at the size of that bull. So recently we did a moose hunt where we took down 2 big bulls, but one of them, well, technically both of them, we kind of messed up the initial shot. Well, what if I told you that this time I got a spot that has an absolutely monster of a bull moose, and we happen to set up a tripod right there with a feeder. So we're gonna get into the tripod, get set up, and wait for him to hopefully show up. All right, so I'm not sure exactly if it has to do with maybe being too far away or it doesn't want to come up this hill, but the bull moose is down here on the bottom of this canyon, and he isn't coming any closer. In fact, he's right there. He is an absolute giant bull. He's right there at 150 yards out from us, which is then 150 yards from there, and that would be only 300 yards away from our tripod with our feeder. And since he's not coming in, well, we might have to get a little closer. I think he may be coming in. Oh my god, look at the size of that bull. Oh, he is massive. And he's coming right in. I can't even believe it. There's another bull in the back over there. But what I'm trying to do is not focus too much on this bobcat over here, so that hopefully these moose calm down. In fact, I don't even want to spot him. I just want to let him come as close as he possibly will. And then get ready. But right now, he's less than 100 yards away. All right, he's right there in the bottom of that hill. We have our feeder here less than 25 yards away. Oh, look at the size of the paddles on that thing. My god. I mean, they're just gigantic. This bull is going to be by far the biggest bull moose we've ever taken on a feeder. Wow, here he comes. Yeah, so what's weird is we had our tripod set up right over there, which is basically 150 yards behind us. And then our feeder was down there. But, okay, I guess I was in the wrong spot. Right there is where our tripod is at 125 yards away. And the feeder was down in there. But 125 plus 125 would be less than 300. So, I mean, unless it only goes to 320, then maybe that would make sense. Okay, but now, see, as you can see, this bull is stopped again. Oh, wait. He's coming in. Here we go. Oh my god, here we go, you guys. Alright, so we got the recurve, we got the 600 grain broadheads in and the arrows, and we actually have 2 more moose coming in way over there. Looks like 2 cows. And these cows are spooked because they're preoccupied by this bobcat. Yeah, you see, I think that might be a bit of an obstacle. The fact that they don't like to climb up this big hill. Even though they should be coming right into the bait right now, they're just not. Or should I say they are, because it looks like they are right now. And this cow is absolutely hauling. She is spooked from that bobcat. This cow over here is about to be spooked too, but oh, no. Where are you going? You gotta be kidding me. He doesn't want to come into the bait. All we can do now is try one more time, but this time we'll move the tripod a little bit closer. See, I think what happened is it got too late, and after 8 o'clock they stopped feeding. So he stopped feeding, and that's why he wasn't really in the mood to come to the feeder. At least that's the only thing I can think of that would make sense. Alright guys, so we finally caught up to our bull, but here's the thing. I don't think we're going to be able to get into the tripod at this point. We got him right here at 46 yards out from us, which is definitely quite a ways. And he is one heck of an epic bull. But, you know what? If he keeps going that way, we might be able to actually sneak into the tripod. Now, what's interesting about this is we don't even have the feeder on right now, but they're just so used to coming into the spot that they're already here. There's a small bull there that potentially might trot off, and that actually will be in our favor. So that's a good thing. Now that the big bull is more broadside and a little more distance away from the tripod, we should be able to get him to slow down right on the back side of that feeder. Watch this. And we're now officially in. There's our bull. 39 yards away. Perfectly broadside. Oh my God. Look at the size of that thing. Holy, he just bedded down. No way. He just bedded down right there at 40 yards. With the angle that we have, we can hold pretty far back and let one fly. Oh, did we mess it up? Did we seriously mess it up? That bull's not even gonna go down. Which means we're potentially gonna get a second chance for a follow-up on this bull. It just doesn't ever seem to amaze me at the fact that we keep messing up these shots on the feeder with the bow. Technically, that should have been a 40-yard shot. At 40 yards, we should have been able to hold pretty much right on in order to compensate for that and connect. But obviously that didn't take him down. Nope. That did not take him down. I mean, the percentage didn't even hardly drop at all. Are you sure we're using the right arrows? Yeah, we got the 600 grain arrows in. This new update is quite interesting now. There he is. He's only at 50% health. But what if we were able to... Nope, can't even do that. Not without using this, and if we use this, it will spook everything. So, after all that, there's not one single thing we can do. There! There's our bull. Oh my God, there's our bull. Alright, so obviously that didn't work out so great. Not at all, as a matter of fact. But what I'd like to do is figure out roughly where he's at, and then come in from over here, cut him off, then potentially be able to set up on him to get a second chance. Okay, so I've been trying to get this bull moose to come back several times now, and the reason being is because this is honestly one of the coolest features of this new latest update. The fact that if you don't make a perfect shot, even with the 600 grain arrows on the moose, well, not just the moose, but any animal for the matter of that fact, that it will not go down from one single shot anymore. Whereas before, it used to. What do we got going on here? A bunch of Western Capricorn. All female. But it used to go down no matter what. So if you made a bad shot and you didn't hit a vital, you would get hunting pressure and that moose would go down, or the animal would. But now, somehow I think we must have not hit the spine, because we took the shot right here and it ran back this way, and then now I caught his track over here, cut across here, Now the last place I saw him was over here by this lodge. So after messing up a shot on that bull moose, it gave me a really good idea. And the idea is to find out exactly how this system works. So what I think is, if you completely miss all the organs and all the vitals, then it might survive. But at the same time, I think if you hit like shoulder blade and miss the lung, or if you hit back in the hind quarter and hit some kind of meat chunk, then it will still go down. But we're gonna find out right now, because we're taking a shot on this muley doe with the recurve bow, and we're gonna go for a shot that hits pretty much direct hind quarter. I think we might have gotten intestine on that. I did not want to hit intestine. What's weird though is the fact that we hit far back, and yeah, somehow we caught intestine. That's all right. We'll have to try it again. We will definitely have to try it again. I held on the back hind quarter, but I also held on the opposite side of the hind quarter. Plus, oh, here we go. We're gonna get a second chance to try and find out on this white-tailed doe. Oh, but then again, we could just hold off and wait for a shot on this beautiful white-tailed buck coming in right over here. All right, so this doe is gonna kind of chill there at 45 yards. I do believe, yes. So our muley doe did go down from that shot, but we got two bucks coming in here, one tiny spiker there. Well, it's actually a big spiker, but a tiny buck, and a beautiful whitetail coming in here, 180 plus. And this buck is gonna be the buck that we're gonna try to go for a shot that doesn't connect on any kind of vital whatsoever. I might even hold for kind of the bottom of the hind quarter there on this buck. That way we for surely cannot hit intestine no matter what happens. All right, there's our buck right there, 28 yards away. We're gonna hold it right on the bottom back of his leg there. Perfect. Okay, well, not necessarily a perfect shot, of course, but perfect for what we're trying to figure out here. Now, obviously, our shot did not connect how we wanted it to, but in the olden days, no matter what, this buck here would for surely go down, and it seems like that's gonna happen. Okay, so that really doesn't help us out too much either, but then again, hold on. You don't know for sure just yet. Maybe it only gets down to 50%, and that's it. Maybe he might not go down from that shot. And the only way to really find out is if this pressure gets a little bit bigger here, which I'm hoping it doesn't. But at the same time, we did hit some kind of a bone, right? And when we're talking bone versus just hitting like a flesh hit, there's a little bit of a difference. So we'll have to figure that out here. Let's see what happens here, actually. Perfect. Drop low, right in the front leg. So we will see what happens. Both these does are still sitting here. All right. It's very difficult to tell what happened with this hunting pressure here. Oh, another buck. Oh, drop low. Darn it. Drop just low. If we reserved for 40, we would have smoked that thing. But we will now find out. Oh, that's an intestine hit if I ever seen one. Okay, we're gonna find out if either one of these whitetail bucks are gonna go down from that shot. And what the ultimate goal is would be to find that big 180 buck and be able to get a follow-up on him with the 12 gauge and the slugs. That would be if it doesn't go down from that shot. Well, this one here is definitely one that we shot in the intestine because it didn't go anywhere and piled up. Yep, stomach intestine shot at 83 yards. That thing, I mean, it was kind of an awesome shot, to be fair. Kind of a extremely lucky, awesome shot. Okay, so this one did get down to 50%, but maybe it stayed at 50%. We won't know until we keep tracking it. All right, it went down through there and it ran this way. Oh my God, is that a giant ram? Holy. That thing is huge. Wow. Well, this could actually be a pretty good test as well. But then again, I wouldn't mind being able to pull off this shot, since the wind is perfect. He's 180 yards away. Gonna have to zero for 160. Compensate for a little bit of drop. Looks like we had way more drop than what I anticipated there. But it's got potential. It's a little too far out. I can't pull off that shot, so we're gonna smoke him with this thing. Drilled him. I don't know how that shot right there didn't take down that ram, but also at the same time, this could come into a pretty good test as well as to whether or not that's going to take it down, because if it was a flesh hit, then that means we might be able to get a follow-up on him. We're going to find out for sure with this thing, because otherwise there won't be any hunting pressure. So we'll keep track of where he was over there, and yeah, we'll see if he goes down. But for the time being, we're gonna track down, or continue tracking down, this buck. All right, so we still got him at 50% health here, which is looking pretty promising so far. And then we got him down to 25, so everything I just thought was completely wrong. Because the moose that we shot stayed at 50% health. And this buck is already at 25. Oh! But one thing I am seeing is the fact that what appeared to be our bighorn is not going down from that shot. So maybe we connected on a shot on that I didn't know about. But then again, maybe this buck might not go down either. So anyways, we'll continue on with the track, and it looks like our bighorn did eventually go down, as well as this buck. Now that is confusing, because we didn't even hit bone at all. Nothing but flesh with the 420s. And this buck went down from that shot. But yeah, our moose, unless it has to do with the 600 grain arrows, maybe it is the 600 grain arrows. We're gonna have to test out something a little bit bigger, guys. But it was a good buck, 180. And there's actually the other buck right here. Yeah, another flesh shot, 81 yards, and it took it down. So it has nothing to do with the 420s. It's gotta be with the 600 grain arrows. I mean, we've seen it twice before. But it seems odd that it would have to do with the 600s, but not the 420s when, I mean, an arrow's an arrow. So you would think if it does it for big game, it should do the same thing for small game. Not even small, but like medium game. Then again, who knows? Well, we got blood here from our bighorn. No organs hit. But obviously it did go down eventually. And now I am a little bit curious about this one, mainly because how the heck did it not go down almost instantly? It seemed like we held it right on the heart. Oh. We got bucks in here. All right, so we've been tracking our ram for quite a while, and I think we found it down here, but I also think We may have a pretty good size whitetail coming through here somewhere. That's a 180. There's a doe. Right through the cactus. Look at the hole. Oh! Holy, it is hard to see him in here. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's hit. Oh my God, he's down. He's not just hit. He's hit and he's down. What the heck did we... Huh. Somehow we made a running, jumping, 16-yard double lung shot on a 170 whitetail buck. Open sights with the 12 gauge and the slugs. All right, but here is our giant ram, and we're gonna see... Unbelievable. 172.45. This thing was absolutely massive. Look at the spread on that and the mass. But our shot, well, according to that, it looks like we hit the bottom of the lung. 100% lung, actually. We got majorly robbed. That should have been, for surely, a single lung shot. But then again, we were an inch too high of the heart. I mean, too low of the heart. Either way, we know it takes down the bighorn. We know it takes down the bighorn with the flesh hits at 180 yards on the slugs. We know it takes down the bighorn with a flesh hit and the slugs. All right, so now we're gonna try for something a little bit bigger. We got a Rocky Mountain bull elk here, 255 yards away from us, and we're gonna see. Well, apparently we got some wolves sneaking in too. Hopefully they don't go towards our elk, or we might have a situation to deal with. Oh my God! Look at them all. Oh, he's a lucky wolf. Or I should say she is. There's a big 7. Oh, right behind him. There's our bull. Right there at 220 yards away. The problem is if we took a shot from this angle, we'd most likely get intestine and that would take him down too quick. All right, so we got him out here at 140 and he's starting to notice us already, which means we're gonna have to go low and try and get a lot closer. Actually, the fact that he noticed us at 140 is not good. Not ideal at all, because we're gonna need to get to at least like 60 to be able to go for a shot on this thing. It's kind of weird because we're not trying to make a good shot, but we're trying hard to not make a good shot, if that makes any sense. So we need to make sure that we do not hit that hind quarter. If anything, we gotta drop low. And we're actually not even gonna be able to get any closer. So we're gonna have to take him from here with the sight. And that's fine. Just as long as we make sure we go low. Or, in this case, we could actually go far forward. That might be just as good. As long as we don't hit neck, we're gonna be going for about a 90-yard shot. 110, fine. It dropped low, it dropped low. I don't know how the heck we dropped low on that, but that was not ideal. $113. I hope we didn't hit too high. It looked like it was going low, but he looks like he's hit pretty hard. I guess the worst thing, which in this case would be the worst thing that can happen, would be we hit intestine and he goes down pretty quick. Either way, it would be a pretty cool Texas hard shot, depending on what happened. But I'm thinking we might have dropped low, in which case he is not going to be going down anytime soon. So hopefully we don't get any hunting pressure. And we can go over there to find some blood. Bear, bear. That is not a bear. The heck is that? Is that our elk? Nope, it's not. Oh, almost had him. Light him up. Oh, no, no, nope, 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 no. Did you just see that? Did you just see? What the absolute heck did we just pull off? That was literally the most wildest shot we've ever made in this game. Yeah. That right there was a running, wide open, 125-yard shot with the recurve bow. We arced it and just let one fly. He ran right into that and we centered him dead center. Like, you could never do that again if you tried. I don't even know how that was possible. But the good thing is, I am not seeing any hunting pressure from over here where we initially shot that bull. And that is what I wanted to see. But now I really want to get over here and find out what happened with this bull. Because that was quite impressive. Like, unbelievably impressive, if I do say so myself. And what we're going to try and do is go over here to see if maybe we can find some blood without even having our tracks on. I would imagine these are his tracks here. This trail, it looks like to be his there's blood right there. Oh my God. Yep. It was a vital hit. It was a vital hit. Did you see that? Now we're gonna start taking guesses. How far was that shot? I mean, look at the blood. You don't even have to hardly track this thing. You can just run track him the whole way. My guess is 120 yards. And I'm gonna say liver lung shot on this bull. Not only that, it was a good one. A real good one. So probably close to a gold. I don't know for sure if it's gonna be a gold, but all right. Let's have a look. Did I say liver? I mean, it still might be liver. Let's pick it up. I literally called that on the dot. It was a liver shot at 112 yards on the run. Huh. You couldn't make this up if you tried. Like, as he turned to run the opposite direction, we shot that way just in that one hope that he might be going that direction. And sure enough, he cut left at the exact moment we let one fly. Unbelievable. Truly remarkable shot right there. And just smoked this bull. Oh, I mean, unbelievable shot. On an awesome bull too. That's a great bull. All right, now this one, on the other hand, is going to be a different story. We're not necessarily going to be able to have an awesome blood trail, which leads us to our bull. In fact, I don't even know if we're going to be able to find any blood here. I know we took the shot right around here. Yeah, because we were right there, shooting this way. I don't see any blood just yet. There is some elk tracks here. But whether or not it's from our bull, I don't know. I have marked where he was. That's his track. That's his initial track of him coming in. But there's no track of him leaving. It's just so strange that there's no blood anywhere. That's gotta be his track. Oh my god, there he is. There he is. Do we see a tracer in him? Well, at this point, it doesn't really matter because we can finish him off with a shotgun. Which, that looked pretty promising. That's almost got to be our bull. I think it just stopped bleeding for some weird reason. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's probably him. One of these is probably him. No, 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 no. None of these are him. Okay, well. I don't really know what to tell you. But I think we're going to have to start all over again because I don't have any more tracks from our bull, and I can't guarantee that he was hit from before, and I also can't guarantee that it's even the same bull that we shot from before. I can't. As much as I wish I could, can't. So, we're gonna try on this bull here. It looks very similar to the size of the one that we just shot. It's 255. 870. This one doesn't weigh as much, but you know what? We're actually gonna go for this one. 340. 325. Yeah, they're probably gonna score very similar. So we're gonna try it out on a bull that's not absolutely monstrous. Because, like I said before, we don't for surely know. We almost did, but not quite. We need to be able to find out what happens when you shoot them with the 420s, or I mean the 600s, on the big game animals. Such as the elk, the moose, or any kind of those species like that. Alright, here we go. 55 yards away. $56. Don't hit intestine, and we'll be good. I can't tell which one we're on, but we're gonna go for another one here in a second. Oh! Ah, freaking smoked that one. Didn't try, but absolutely just smoked him. No? Well, alrighty then. I guess because he was quartered straight at us, we missed everything. We hit perfectly, like if he was broadside, but because he was quartered directly at us, it must have even missed the intestine somehow there. Okay. For a fact now, we should be able to have some blood. Now we got two to choose from here. The first one I think we hit pretty good. Alright, let's see if we find some blood now finally. That's gotta be blood. Yep, we got a speck of blood right here. And that's from the second one, I believe. No, that's the first one. Okay, so no organs hit on the first one. So the second one should be right here. And that is also a no organs hit on that one. So therefore, we have two bull elk that are hit with the 600 grain arrows, and they will not go down from that shot. Either one of those shots. Whereas the whitetail and the medium-sized animals are going down instantly or pretty quickly with the 420 grain arrows. So I don't know if it has something to do with the arrows or what, but it never used to be like this. Well, I guess one good thing is we know for a fact that it definitely does have to do with the arrows. So any big game animal that you shoot with the 600 grain arrows, if you don't make a vital or an organ shot, they will not go down. They absolutely will not go down. But the next question is will you technically even be able to get a second chance? Because right now I can't even see this bull again. Not only that, there was 2 of them. There was legit 2 bulls here. And I only have a trail from 1 now. Which then it looks like it turned back that way. And then very fresh tracks here. Tracks going this way. Oh, that should be him. That should be him. There he is. There's the other one too. There's the other one. That's the main bull. We want him. We really, really want him. And we might go for him right here. Trying to turn this light off so I can see. He's right in the thicket, of course. Ah, there he goes. Yeah, I mean, we could take him with the shotgun, but it doesn't have that much penetration for the angle that we have to deal with here. Oh, look what we found. A beautiful bull moose right there. Beautiful. Gonna try and take a shot on him here, if I can get one. Try to catch heart. Okay, well this is quite interesting because I tried to find more tracks from our bull and it basically just led us right to our bull moose, and that's kind of awesome. It was 141 yard, perfect lung shot, 225 gold. So that was the bull that we took with the 12 gauge and the slugs. But now we're still back on the trail of our bull elk that we shot in the very, very beginning. Technically, this is actually the second bull that we shot. The first one, I don't know what happened to him. He ran away, but I saw the tracer sticking out of him and he never showed back up. So, yeah. Okay, well, this is interesting because I found the first bull here now. This is the first one that we shot at before. And for some reason it seemed that our shot didn't connect. Well, this is going to be a different story. All right, we got him down right here. Let's find out what we're dealing with. He was a big one, 352.28, and our shot was a perfect double lung shot. Well, single lung, but would have been double lung. According to this, it's showing that he was only hit once. So maybe it wiped out the hit from yesterday. I guess we'll never know. The only way we'll be able to find out for sure is if we go over here and see these bulls. Because the one thing about this bull here was I wasn't 100% sure that we actually hit that bull. I mean, I was 99% positive that I saw the tracer hit right on the back hind leg like that when he ran. But then the fact that we didn't find any blood, that gave me a different outcome. However, these two, these are a different story. Because I know for a fact that we got blood on both of them. Well, we found our elk. And again, neither one of them went down from the shot. They were 100% for surely hit, both of them. And now, they came back. So that means you can go into main menu, quit the game, and then come back. And the elk are gonna have full health for a second time. Yeah, that bull there is definitely a good bull. All right, let's see if we can't maybe try and pull off about a 110 yard shot here. 115. Perfect shot. Oh my God, we just smoked him. I'm talking double lung, liver, stomach, intestine. That thing hit absolutely everything. You would have thought. Well, looks like we're gonna have to do another one of those cases. Looks like this bull is not going to be going down from that shot. Unbelievable. I can't even see where we were aiming. Well, not going after that thing again for a second time. Absolutely no way. I don't even know how it's possible that we didn't even get intestine on that shot. Like, seriously. All right, so we're about to find out what happens when you don't get a vital hit while using the 600 grain arrows. We got this bull here. That's the one that I thought we just smoked, but somehow we didn't. I'll guarantee you one thing though. He's not going anywhere after that. But it's been a good hour and a half in game now, so obviously that elk is not going to go down. And what's also odd about this is he never bled one single drop. So if you look, now it's starting to say no organs hit, but that's not until we just took that shot. Up until then, I've been tracking tracks and it just said unknown, unknown, unknown. So we had no clue if this elk was even the one that we shot or not. But what we are going to find out is where we hit and how the 600 grain arrows will not take down the big game animals with a flesh hit. All right, there's our bull. So the whole purpose of this is it's going to help you be able to save giant animals if you mess up the first shot. Which, by the way, this is a pretty sweet bull. A 318. And we're going to find out how that shot turned out. It was a 110-yard shot. Now, the angle was a little bit too low. But as far as where we hit, left and right wise, it was perfect. All we had to do is be higher up. If we were 6 inches higher, it would have been intestine, liver, lung, maybe even a heart shot. I mean, we would have hit right here. That would have been an incredible shot. But the reality is that shot just barely caught the inside of the hind quarter, and that bull did not go down from that shot, thus leaving us an opportunity to get a follow-up shot and connecting on a perfect double lung. So there you have it. The 600 grains will actually give you a follow-up shot if you don't make a vital or an organ hit. So in other words, anywhere in here, he's gonna go down 100%. Lung, liver, intestine, or stomach. But if you hit low, say you're holding for the heart, this is actually a really good tip. You could honestly always hold for the heart. And if you drop low, he's not gonna go down. You're gonna get a follow-up opportunity. But if you hold for the heart and you hit dead on, he's smoked. You can't go wrong with that. Versus if you're holding for the center of the lung and say he's 5 yards closer than what you thought, say he's 50 instead of 55, and you hit right here, you're hitting spine and neck, and that is going to get messed up and he's for surely going down. Or you potentially might hit right in this gap here, and if you're really lucky, then you might get a second chance. But if you hold for the top of the lung or middle of the lung and you hit spine, then he's going down and you're going to mess up your chance and you don't get a follow-up opportunity. But it does seem like if you hit somewhere in here, you might get a second chance as well. And of course, back here in the back hind quarter, there's a pretty good chance there. So I would always recommend holding for the heart and kind of the bottom of the lung on the big game, because if you miss forward or if you miss low, you're gonna get a second chance to put a follow-up into him and take him down. Somehow it must have just barely missed the vertebrae. I bet I know exactly what happened. You know, I bet we probably shot below the spine and above the lung, right in the nose zone area. That's what I think happened. And so in this case, we have the 12 gauge loaded with slugs. One shot with that, and that should bring him down. But he's smart. He's way the heck up ahead. And every time I see him, he's always trotting directly away from us. So even if we wanted to shoot, we would only be able to go for potentially a butt shot. And go for a number 2 attempt at this giant bull moose. The thing is, this bull is huge. He's a 240 plus all day, potentially a 250. You know, you just don't know exactly how big he is. All you know is he's right there. Oh my God, no way, dude, no way. I hope we didn't spook him. I really, really hope we didn't spook him. Didn't necessarily see anything take off. But I mean, yep. Oh, wait. He's only alert. He's only alert. So the thing is, we have the feeder, but I think the feeder actually spooks them. In which case, we would not. Oh my God. Oh, she came trotting right past us. Right past us. All right, where's the big bull? There he is. Oh my God, we drilled him. Let's go. He is hammered. Yep. We got him. Dandy whitetail buck down there too. 250 yards out. That's a max weight buck. Oh, drop low. I figured we wouldn't be able to pull off a shot on him. But you never know. Oh. Reminds me of the old hunting days back when we used to use shotguns for deer. You see a head mount, he's 400 yards away. You better be shooting at that thing. Because you might not ever get a shot at him again. I thought he was right here. What is that? Maybe he was right here. Oh yeah, I see him. Oh my God, look at that paddle. What a monster bull. I'm gonna go 252 on this bull. And either way, technically it's still gonna be our biggest bull off of a feeder. Our biggest bull by far. Holy, look at that. It's a 249. Oh my God, 249.35. And our shot, you guys. Oh my God. Our shot went right over the top of the spine. The reality is it looks like we would have hit the spine and lung, but the vitals are all way lower when he was angled like this. Now, if he was angled like this, that would have been a different story. And it would have been a perfect shot, but because he wasn't, we shot right over the top of the spine. And I mean, just barely. Not only that, we almost grazed the lung on the opposite shoulder there. Like within a quarter of an inch. What a sweet bull though. Holy. And of course the follow-up shot. Absolutely connected at 77 yards. Dead center lung shot. And it saved us for this big gold bull moose. Holy. Well, nonetheless, we surely got him. And well, one thing's for sure, we definitely got him. All right, on that note, that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. And the location that we were hunting at is, I don't know if I showed you guys that or not, but on the very west end of the map over here, right next to this lake. We had our tent set up here, and the moose typically feed right here on the top of this ridge. I tried to hunt brown bear there, but none came in, and well, that's where we got this big guy. Absolute monster of a bull moose. And we got him partially with the recurve bow and partially with a new 12 gauge semi-automatic shotgun. So talk about teamwork on one heck of an epic bull. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.